subscribe. Okay, let's go.
Should be good. Certainly looks alright. But hopefully my area stays fairly not as bad as what it is over there, but it's 50-50 down here when it's like this. What I'm going to do, guys, is fish 2 rods, running ledges on both, and all I've got today with me is mackerel that I've caught, that I've frozen, and just saving it aside for bits and bobs like this. It's not what I'd call fresh, but it's most likely fresher than how you get it when it's blast frozen from wherever. Hasn't cost me anything, so today's fishing trip's costing me nothing. And I'm just going to get some baits out there. It's going to be windy. I'll switch over to the GoPro in a minute when I'm setting things up. But yeah, I'm Brandon, this is Shore Fisherman UK, and hopefully today's a good one. What I'm going to do with this one, because it is small enough to use as he is, I'm just going to cut the tail end off, and my knife's nice and sharp, so I don't need to touch the floor with it, I can just nick at things. And I'm just going to flapper him up a little bit, and I'm just going to put him on like that. We'll have him out whole. So I'm going to have the hook coming through the bottom, pull it through. And you want that coming out through the middle. And I want this coming out somewhere around his head. There's excellent. What have I done there? There we go. Just like that. And then all we need to do is just use a little bit of elastic around that, not loads. Just enough. Try to nick it. The idea of flapping it gives it a good scent release. A whole mackerel's got enough scent release anyway, but doing that, it's just loads going to leak out of it. So there's bait number 1. See how quick that was? It wouldn't have taken me much longer than that if I'd made the rig from scratch, but because I've already got it laying around. It is raining, guys, so also I think I forgot to clean the screen on the GoPro. Bit of a last minute trip this. All I'm going to do when I cast this is I'm going to take this. So we're using a grip lead, right? Most people think that grip leads are bad when you're on the reef, but that in fact is completely wrong. If that's on the floor, it's at least staying in one place. If it's just a normal rolling lead, it's going to roll around all over the place until eventually your whole bait and your rig and your weight all fall into a crevice, and then when you pull on it, it comes up the side and gets stuck. So grip leads are best on the reef. Just hook that on there like that, guys. It's going to give you a better cast. Once it hits the water, it should release. I'm not going to say it won't always release, but 99.9% of the time it will. You'll have the odd one occasion where it won't. That's it, we're not going for distance today. Remember, I've got a bad arm. Set a little bit of drag. That's it, now we just wait. It's probably going to be really weedy here today, guys, so keeping an eye out for that. We'll get the second one set up now, same rig. This one we'll probably just put a fillet of mackerel on instead, not a whole mackerel. Although I have got other joey ones as well. I could in fact put another whole one on, but I want to fish for one rod. I want to fish for big bass, and the other rod I'm just kind of interested in searching some out, see if there's any around. doesn't have to be, not being funny, but at the end of the day, a big bass you're not going to take home. So we'll call that one the PB rig, and this one will be the take home and eat rig. Because if I get a nice one, I'll certainly take it home and eat it for dinner. I don't always take them home, I normally put them back, but every now and then it's nice to go home and celebrate your catch by feeding your family with a nice, decent, fresh, sustainable caught meal. And what we're going to do with this mackerel is I'm just going to take a fillet off. Get into the fillet to start with. I'll take this fillet first. Excellent. Keep the head. We might use that later on. It's almost just the same technique every time, guys. Just go through. With this one, I'm just going to go through once, like that. That's it. That's all you need. Get your bait elastic, and then wrap that up a little bit. A little bit more on that, especially towards the end, and around the shank. Just put it tight, and that's it, that's done. And what we'll do is we'll get this one cast out, and then we'll tidy up our little area, move our stuff where I'm going to have it for the rest of the day. Are we tangled or are we good? We're good. Nice long trace on this one. It's about 5 foot, maybe 4. Won't want to be out in the sieve in this. Get that on there. We'll look this one out a bit further maybe. That'll do. Set the drag a little bit. Not giving them loads of drag, never do. No point. What I do like to do is make sure my rod tips are kind of the same height. That's it, drag set on both. We're just using mackerel all day because I haven't really got any other bait at the moment. Couldn't afford it even if I wanted to. Money's tight, especially after buying all this, financing all this SIB stuff, birthdays, whatnot. Got Father's Day coming up, then Mother's Day, got my birthday next month in June. And not that I buy my own birthday presents, but well, I've got a girlfriend, you know, and a family, so the money's shared. We don't really have our own money, we survive on what we get jointly, which is the way things should be done really. Her money's mine and my money's hers. Wouldn't have it any other way. That's pretty much it, guys. Close everything up. Make sure everything's nice and tidy. Tail tucked away in there. Get my rod bag up on there. Make sure no one's going to stand on it, and that's it. Now we just sit and wait. Let's see if we can get any action. I've caught bass when it's like this before. I actually lost a massive bass down here one day when it was like this. I was with my girlfriend and my kids, and I made this weird place rig, and I had a boom on it, and then two traces of about 100 beads on each one, and I chucked it out. And the minute it hit the floor, something big grabbed it, and I pulled it to the side. This is when I was quite new to fishing, and it must have been a good 10-11 pound bass all day long. And I tried to tuna flip it over the side, and obviously it came off. But that was very similar to today. Brown tea coloured water, bit of surf, southwesterly, little bit of rain. Yeah, he loved it. And I could have landed that if I'd have known better, but at the time I didn't. And you learn from your mistakes. So now what I do when I catch bass here is I walk over to that staircase over there, legs in the water, and I grab them with my hands. Best way. Or you can beach them over there, it doesn't matter, it's up to you. I always find sometimes I'll lose bass when I'm beaching them in surf, because they turn around in the surf, and that's when you lose them. But yeah, I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit. Hopefully we can get a fish. Hopefully we can get a bass. I'm not really after anything else today, to be honest. I'm not going to be happy with anything less. I want a bass. It's about time. What's happened, guys, is my leader on my braid line is running really thin. So all I'm going to do now is I'm just going to replace it. That's all I had left on it. So what I need to do now is put some new stuff on. Be alright if the line didn't just run away from me. We'll get that replaced with some fresh. It's about £25. It should be fairly easy to do this. I've never really been amazing with knots. This is one that ain't too tricky anyway. Providing you can get it right. Let's give it a lick. Oh, he says, as he messes it up straight away. Hopefully that holds. I think that's it. That's looking good. I can put it much tighter using my hands because I'm going to cut myself on the braid. Yeah, that's it. Ain't getting that any tighter than that. And just trim the ends off. Don't need to trim them tight. Don't trim them too close. So I'm probably going to go for about, oh, I don't know. Not there, Jesus. There. Put the line back in my bag. And then this little bit. Just going to trim it about the same. There you go. Nothing fancy, but it's a quick on the job kind of deal. And we should be able to just wind that onto the reel. Don't need a lot. That's it. it's overplus actually, I haven't actually, yeah. Now what we've got to do is get a rig on that. All we need for that is lead. So we've got a 6 ounce left. No, we use the green. The green will do. Actually, yes, we've got 5. That's a 4. We'll use a 5. These ones aren't the best for the reef, but they still do the job. One of those. One of these. We need a bead. Oh, there's that. That's where that swivel went. Bead. Hook. Let's use one of these are better. And a swivel. What we also need on top of that, a bit of line. We can make it super easy. Get the line that you've just taken, tie your hook on. Tie your swivel on. Get your weight. Clip it on. Get your line if you can catch it. Slide your lead up the line. Put your bead on. Tie the swivel on. Oh, he said. Dropped it, what a sausage. Right, I'll try that one again. Because I'm rushing because I don't want to get soaked. Right, wait. Swivel. Then tie your trace on. If I can find the hole. 8 turns. Wet it. That's that. Now all we need to do is get a bit of bait on there. Leave that there for a minute. Let's have a look, let's have a look, let's have a look. Cut the tail off. Like that. Cut the head to about there. No, you can just go through with a knife. Like that.
Have you caught anything?
Not yet.
Anything about, do you know?
Yeah, there should be some bass about. I hope.
Yeah. Oh, well, good luck.
Thank you. It's the best weather for them. when it's rough.
When the waves are big. My dad used to fish.
What for? Like bass, yeah. Yeah.
And I'd wake up in the morning as a kid and there'd be a load of bass in the bar.
Nice.
And it's because I used to go night fishing.
Yeah, I do night fishing as well.
Yeah.
It's just
and we often used to go to Dungeness.
I'm a little bit restricted for travel at the moment. I'm waiting for my I've had to wait to book a test for my driving licence. I passed my theory a few days ago.
Yeah.
And then I've just got my test in October.
Yeah.
So as soon as that happens, I'll be able to go other places. But
Oh, excellent. Oh, well, I wish you success in today anyway.
thank you. Same again, we're just using big mackerel. Well, big. That's just half a joey. Just stick the fillet on. The reason why I do this hook bit around the top is so that the hook don't slide in the bait. Gives it a little bit of resistance. That one's going to soak me. No, it's not. And then just out through the bottom, pull it tight. A little bit of bait elastic. Don't need loads. Don't need loads as he puts loads on. You don't need loads, but I use loads. That's that. Now we can just cast that in. We've got our fresh leader on there. Give that a bit of a yeet out. That'll do the job. Down, bit of drag. Now we'll check the other one. Remember to tighten the drag before you try and put them in, guys. Bait getting stolen, that's gone. Kind of wasn't expecting that. So there must be something about today, because that bait has been stripped absolutely immaculate. Look at that. Normally what I find when it's this rough. Every day's different. Whether or not it's crabs, it doesn't matter. If it's crabs, it's a good sign. If it's small fish, it's a good sign. But I highly doubt that's small fish. We'll keep trying. I've got a good feeling about today for some reason. I'm hopeful. Always hopeful. That's important. Having a bit of faith. Now, I normally don't like using the mackerel without the bone still attached to it because I find it's a bit floppy. So all I'm going to do with this is I'm going to just put two together. And if we do them like this, flesh out on each side. Just like that. Lovely. So if I was a fisher, someone offered me that for dinner, I'd be well happy. That's like the steak and chips of bait. Messy though. Proper messy. Throwing out the bottom. Give it a bit of a tug. That's my new favourite way to bait up a mackerel fillet, to be honest. I like that. Oh God, does it stink. I think if any of the baits that I've chucked out are going to catch a fish, it's going to be that one. Let's get it out. I'm actually thinking that that's going to stick, so I'm just going to chuck it as it is. Which I normally wouldn't do with a trace that long. It's going to affect our casting distance massively. Definitely got that far enough. Give it a minute to settle. Then let me drag out a bit now. That's too much drag. That's about right. You need to pull on it really, really hard. Doesn't really matter too much. If you're looking at setting your drag from a kind of, is it going to snap off point? This is 80-pound braid. It's not going to snap off. I could reel in a freaking shark on that. You're looking at it from here. If a massive 30-pound conger takes it, or a 10-pound bass, my rod's gone. So that's why I advertise setting a drag down here. Sometimes I don't even do it. Sometimes I'll just fish no drag, because it's my gear. If it goes, it goes. It's up to me. But I recommend for anyone that comes down here, set your drag wherever you're fishing, unless you're fishing for like little flatties and stuff. But even then, something big could come up and yonk your bait, and then your rod's gone over. Especially in rivers, especially up rivers actually. For the bass and the big mullet and that, they'll just take your rod, zip off down the river, and your gear's gone. Guys, we're recording. I'm gonna pack up now, and I'm gonna go home. Low tide stuff ready, and I'm going to go out and I'm going to fish a load tonight. I'm going to try and record it, and then I'm going to go home and watch the footage back, and if it's watchable, I'll upload it. If not, I won't. So, wind's looking good. It's picking up as well, so it'll be even better tonight. But it's almost getting unfishable for high tide now, so back up time. And I'll be down tonight with Curtis. I just spoke to him on the phone. He still wants to go and do it tonight, so that's great. It's always better to come with someone, especially when it's this rough and it's night time. Never a good idea to come fish this on your own. I don't recommend it. I do it myself, but that's off my own back, and I take no responsibility for anyone that decides to come and do it. It says, oh, Shore Fisherman UK told me to come down here, because guys are definitely oh, there you go, I forgot to set my drag, and I just snagged myself up. Got to be careful because of my arm. And we're in, just about. been hit by something. That's why it's hanging off. Today is the day.
Finally! Fucking out! First! Yes!
On the reef, first bass of the year. The most over exaggerated reaction of the century. He's only a tiddler, but let's get this hook out of him. One hand it. Come on, geezer, calm down. Get this hook out, there you go. On the peeler. Supplied by none other than Curtis.
Myself.
I've got to be careful with these schoolies because they will get you. There he is.
Look at that beauty.
First bass of the year.
Sexy little lad. Yes!
Not keepable by any means. Probably about 30 centimetres, something like that.
Yeah.
They got to be 42 for you to keep them.
Still a beauty.
Can you hold the phone quick?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Can you get it right?
No, I haven't stopped it. Wait a sec. Look at this.
There he is, first one of the
What
year.
a lovely little bass.
What is it, May 15th of May?
15th, yeah, May
15th.
15th.
On the reef.
Sexy
In a
little bass.
southwesterly, getting back.
Do you want them released?
Yeah.
Yeah. Looking good. Don't fall in. Lovely stuff, mate. Congrats!
Time for an 8
First
pounder now.
bass! Don't care, a bass is a bass, mate.
Happy
Cracking
days.
stuff.
Time for Curtis to get one now. Why won't the camera?
I'm just happy to see a bass, man.
Is that the first one you've seen on the
That's the
reef
first
so
one I've
far?
seen on the
And
reef.
it goes to me. I told you I just missed one, didn't I?
Yeah.
Right, I'm not wasting any time, guys. I'm going for
Need to find
another.
another bait on, definitely.
Go on, Curtis. Love it, mate. I love it when it's like this. How does it feel, bassy? Is it a bass? It's probably, it does that. They swim towards you a lot. There's definitely a fish there, mate. Otherwise your weight would have come to the top by now. No, your bait's gone.
That was on as well. The weight on it first of all.
Just get it back out there, mate.
Fuck's sake. Joking me.
It's a bass.
Yes! Finally, you little fucker! Yes! Yes! Fucking yes! Finally!
Let's have a look. Well done. Yeah, he's too small. Second bass of the day. Pardon? I got you. Come over and release them as well. Go on then, get him back.
Happy as Larry. Yes! Finally! Jesus Christ! Okay.